work in large organisations, you're part of a very big team. You have access to legal advice. You have access to an HR department. You have somebody that comes and mends your computer when it breaks down. You have access to somebody that's cleaning the loos. But when you become a sole trader or start your business, there are a lot of resources that you may have historically taken for granted. So again, it might be, where are you going to get the right team around you to drive that idea forward? You might not necessarily want to employ them, but are there people that you can hook up with to take your idea onto the next stage? And I think, again, it might be quite useful to hear from our entrepreneurs about, has that happened to you in your sort of your journey where you've suddenly gone, oh my God, I hadn't thought about that. I know it has to Fiona because she was telling me. Yes, I think you're allowed to say.
When I started my business, I leased premises from a local teaching hospital, and that was quite easy because all the services kind of like came in a bundled package. And when I took my first unit on, which I invested £250,000 to build a clean room, and I took this very long 15-year lease, and I remember getting the keys to the building, and you sort of look around and you realise that you've got to do absolutely everything yourself. And what I was saying before was, at its most basic level, I have 2 sets of toilets, ladies and gents. You know, who actually gets the PHS sanitary books in the toilet? Oh, that'll be me then. Who does the pest control? You know, because you've got to have that, particularly in our business. Oh, that'll be me then. You know, who sets the gas bill up? That'll be me. Absolutely everything fell on my desk. So you sort of sit there and then you have to start finding out about where you get these things, how best you do it. And that's when, if you know people, you can ring them up and ask them, but you suddenly have this dawn of realisation that it sort of rests with you. I'm a great fan of outsourcing, but then you have to trust people, so you'd best go and deal with people you've already met, so then you start looking at your networks and referrals and stuff. So yeah, that sort of worked for me.
But equally it works the other way. So actually, if you're aware of that actually businesses need this level of support, is there a business-to-business opportunity for one of you guys out there where you might hook up with a sole trader or a small business and offer them a service? And that's partly what Chris is doing. Do you want to, because you're offering some marketing services to organisations that can't currently do it themselves?
Yeah, one of the business ideas that I came across was that in the work that I was doing supporting business owners, I realised that a lot of business owners don't have a marketing department because their business is quite small. And realised that they were generally spending their time and money on marketing quite badly. So the opportunity was just to offer some guidance and hand-holding. So we're looking at setting a business up to do that for smaller businesses, so that they don't waste the time and money that they put aside for marketing. So that came really through the networks that I have. And you know, we'll see how that business goes. We haven't launched it yet, and we've got 2 clients, so far it's doing all right.
Thank you. Charlie?
Do you have any instances where it's happened to you?
I was just thinking how clever all your words were, actually. I never thought of it that way. You know, it's not. I just go out there. I think I'm a bit more intuitive, I think you'd say. But there are many, many times that I have bumped into very interesting people. I was in a bar in Argentina and couldn't finish a carafe of wine that I had bought because Copa del Vino in Spanish / Argentinian means a carafe rather than a glass. Copa I thought was a glass, and I gave it to the couple who were sitting next door to me. I then ended up, they were English actually, spending about 24 hours on the piss with them, and discovering that one of them was Max Hastings, the former editor of the Telegraph's son, and the other was the daughter of a guy called Piers Pottinger, who runs a business called Bell Pottinger, which is a PR agency. Lord Bell, he set up the Chime Group, and at the time with my marketing agency, I was building quite a big group about the same sort of size as Lord Bell, so I went to see Piers Pottinger as a result of having hung out with his daughter for an evening or 2. So it is completely random, but it can be fun, and you never know if you talk to people to find those links where it can take you.
So one of the things that entrepreneurs do is they go out, network, they scan for change. They interpret the change. They say, okay, what does this mean to me? Is it an opportunity? Is it a threat? And then they take action. So one of the things that we're going to encourage you to do is start thinking about, what actions do I need to take after today or this afternoon? What do I need to do next to take your idea onto the next stage?
And there are plenty of fantastic opportunities for you. There are people in this room, as I said earlier, but there are also exhibitors around the Civic Centre here today, some of whom may be able to help you take your journey forward.
It's never too late, really. There are a number of people who start their first business in their 50s and make a good success of it because they've got lots of experience to call upon, and by that stage hopefully have a good deal of confidence in what it is that they know. So some entrepreneurs are born, you know, if you read books by people like Richard Branson, he definitely kind of had it in him from a very early age, but there are lots of other people who are very successful who made it themselves through hard work, through understanding what their strengths are and building their confidence.
To be able to come somewhere where the theme is about starting up is absolutely great. So if you've got an idea and you can speak to like-minded people, and it's just great. It's about conversations rather than sitting in your own four walls wondering whether it's the right thing to do. If you can come and speak to people who've done it or people who are designed to help you do it, then it can only do good.
I think to the region it's about getting people to see that self-employment is a potential and a viable career option. That's good for the economy because obviously the more small businesses we have, the more money that brings into the economy, the more jobs that stimulates, and that's good for all of us. And I think for individuals it's about giving them a chance to realise their potential.
So what we'd like you to do now is in your workbooks there's a little opportunity for you to do a network map. So what we want you to think about is, I've got a task, what do I want to make happen next? And who can help me make it happen? So think about all of the different people around you that could help you make that task happen. And it might be just checking out whether your idea has legs or not. Who do you need to talk to next? So just drop some ideas around who you might need to talk to. It might be, you might need to talk to your partner. You might never discuss with your wife or your husband whether or not you're interested, you know, you've got an idea and whether or not they're prepared to help you make that happen. Or it might be that you need access to finance. So just write down some notes around, you know, who you might need to talk to next to move your idea on to the next stage.
And check out with the people around the table. They might have a connection that they can signpost you onto.